Hi there, Serial Trader here. I just want to do a quick update on Bitcoin as it's pulled back nicely, largely in line with expectations from my last update there. In my last video, I think I titled it 5 waves up, and that was because we were nearing the completion of this 5 wave move for what I'm proposing to be a large degree wave 1 of an even larger degree wave 3. But I'll just focus on the kind of immediate pattern here because that's the point as far as this trade setup goes. So we did complete right above that 10,000 area. I think on Bitfinex here we peaked at 10,491, so just shy of 10,500, and that was a pretty natural resistance level to run into some selling pressure there because that was the previous spike high we had, and actually it was slightly above that. So that high on Bitfinex was 10,480. We did slightly break it at 10,491. So technically took out that old high, which is a good sign from a trend changing perspective. That's now a higher high. So that is the first time that it didn't make a lower high on that larger time frame. So that's good. Now obviously we're looking for that higher low before we can then resume up to make another higher high, just from a basic trend perspective. But what I'm dialing in here is, okay, from the December 2019 low, we got our wave 1 up, 2 down, 3 up, 4 down, nice long fifth, and now we've done a reasonable correction. So we've come just right around that 50% retracement level, and let's see the current low we've made, just slightly under that, 8,455. I certainly can't rule out a deeper, more time-consuming correction. This is a reasonable retracement as far as price goes, but as far as time goes, we haven't corrected very much of the preceding impulse wave's time. So I wouldn't even be all that surprised to see something, and I'll just throw this out here, something potentially like, okay, maybe we got an ABC down for an initial wave W, we'll do an X wave up, and then a Y wave down to make modestly lower lows. This is a possibility I'm certainly entertaining, and in that case, this would just be the initial move down of a still developing larger wave 2. But even in that case, we would have a fairly sizable move up likely soon in for an example, an X wave. So either way, we're in the buy zone. It's just a matter of, do we need to correct more time and more price, or have we corrected just enough price, and sometimes you don't get the full on time correction, and you just get a more abbreviated correction, even though it is reasonable as far as the price correction, and you take off. But the way I'm kind of approaching this, I'm not too worried about the exact timing. And let me just take this WXY possibility off there and lean into this until there's a reason not to. Keep it simple unless you have to go more complex. That's really the best way to do this. So what I am suggesting or proposing, or doing actually myself, is now that we are in this nice retracement area, I've been accumulating a larger, I always have a core position of Bitcoin due to its larger bullish trend that it's certainly still in on a multi-year basis. But here I am putting on a larger position than normal because I see an actual nice trade setup here, and a trade setup that could lead to a substantial gain. But the way I'm approaching this is I'm buying some here at the 50% retracement, and if it goes down to the 61.8% retracement, I will add further. And if it goes down to the 78.6% retracement, which wouldn't even surprise me because Bitcoin is known to do deep retracements, again, I would even further add to the position, all with the stop of the overall position being below the December low, which on Bitfinex is 64.77. So let's just call it right around 6,500 for a nice even number. So this is, if I just, what am I looking for here? Select the little rectangle. This is your buying zone. Anything in here is a good place to accumulate, and obviously you are defining your risk clearly against that level. So if we do breach those December lows, which I think is highly unlikely. In fact, I would assess this to be like a 80 to 90% chance that regardless of whether we retrace a little deeper or not from current levels, 80 to 90% chance we do hold those December lows, we do complete our corrective pattern off the highs here, and that we do trend up to higher highs in a wave 3, and possibly that would be wave 3 of an even larger degree wave 3 if you go to, say, the weekly chart. So I am extremely bullish here on Bitcoin, and we also have some fairly bullish fundamentals, and that the halving is coming up in May, and before you know it, it will be May. And in past Bitcoin halving cycles, there was certainly bullish price action associated with those. So yeah, Bitcoin's looking real good here. You don't have to go, full position right away. You can just take your time. You can average in here, or you can just buy it right now, whatever position you want, and define your risk against those December lows. That's really a matter of personal taste, but just thought I'd highlight it since the last video I put out was anticipating a peak after this 5-wave move up, and also anticipating a corrective pullback. Well, now we're in the midst of that, and now I absolutely have to put it out there that I think it's a good place to be buying, and I certainly am myself. And I'm still fully expecting a very bullish next several months for Bitcoin here. And I think there's a very good probability that this year we take out the all-time high of near 20,000, possibly well beyond that. But we'll reassess as this progresses. Yeah, that's good for now. Serial Trader signing off.